Alright, I'm back, just loaded a different game right now because I hit quick load, which crashed it for some reason. One thing I gotta fix. Uh, as just went through the ship design, I just want to quickly show some basic combat. Now, combat is very much simplified on the Galactics map. You know, basically, I don't want to have to load a combat screen and you make your choices there. I want your choices to be basically all in this one view, in a way. So same as planetary updates and stuff like that. But I still may give more options, like allowing you to view closer or something. But yeah, just basically not sure about all that yet. But I do want to keep it simplified. Just to me, yeah, I want it to be a galactic scale. I want it to be, aiming for it to be tactical choices in this sort of map, but not having to have all these constant breaks and things that are changing sort of the flow of the game, I guess. So, I want your choices to be things like which angle you attack from will matter, and, positioning your fleets, making sure they're not all grouped together too much, and things like that. So here I can just show, you can do simple attacks, one-on-one. The attack always fires first. Yeah, I haven't balanced any of the damage, so I'll work that out later as to how much you should actually do if you did an attack like that. You might be able to see here there's actually some hull damage, so that will be perfectly accurate of where the actual weapon hit. And if it fired again and went through the hull, it'll actually go through and could damage your modules inside. Which can cause them to go critical and blow up your ship very quickly if that basically you get a lucky shot and things like that. But that should all be based on your ship design. Probably have stuff like armor panels and things you can place in your design as well. So this one might be a good one. So here, your default, if you right click quickly and let it go, it would do a ranged attack, but I don't want to do that because my ship's here as well and it's an AoE weapon. So it's also got a standard, whatever you want to call point blank weapon that he can use as well. So and you'll see the scale difference. Oh, it hit it, but it didn't penetrate right through or anything. I was hoping to damage something here, but yeah, I'll show you here as well, damage to modules and stuff, so you can get a quick glimpse of where they are and if they're damaged. But yeah, that wasn't enough to damage it, just made the hole a little bit bigger by the look of it. Yeah, you'll see here, what am I doing? That one. The scale difference as well. But if they're both on the same grid, you'll still see it here. So yeah, you can see they are different size, but this isn't too small that you won't see it. And even if you've got a bigger ship, same thing, it'll be bigger than this, but just a bit so you can tell it's bigger, but you won't really be able to tell how much until they're in combat with each other. But within the design view and things like that, you probably have stats for things like that. Actually, something I can do if we end turn. So my previous guy still moving, scouting around for me. The guy I was attacking starts moving, so there he is now, trying to get away. I think he's probably going back to repair the AI. Now I can send this guy to repair as well. Now, at the moment, only shipyards can repair your ships as well. So here we can see it's going to repair 12 HP. Yeah, for that cost. So yeah, I want repairs to cost money because same, what choices to be made. It matter when you take combat. You can't have a ship that can just wipe out a whole fleet. It doesn't matter. So even if you're still winning against smaller ships or something like that, you'll still have to come back to repair, and it'll still cost you something. It may be negligible, depends on how much damage you took and things like that. But yeah, damage matters, and you do have to pay to fix it. So I could attack again. Yeah, why not? Well, that one penetrated, I think, as you saw an explosion here, then an explosion here. But probably still didn't damage. Yeah, still missed the capacitor internally and things like that. But obviously, still by penetrating the hull, still does damage. Still slowly wearing him down. Could even do it again with this guy. Except for he didn't have enough capacitor to attack. He had enough for a ranged attack, but not a point blank, because it was a beam weapon. Yeah, you can see the turret there, beam weapon on top. But yeah, didn't have enough capacitor to actually attack for that one. So yeah, what else have we got? That's probably, yeah, that might cover some of the basics. I mean, I can show you a quick one when they actually die enough ships. What do we want? Let's go like 5, and I'll create, whoops, 5 of my own. There we go. So we got 5 on 5 now. They can get the whole group together. You can form them into squadrons. Eventually I'll have fleets as well, which will be, I'll still determine if it's required, but I'd like to, well, basically I hope it's required, to actually be able to, or require you to have a fleet which is multiple squadrons on different grids, and you can move it together in a group as a fleet. So it'll hold formation, but allow you to move groups of ships while keeping them separated, but move them together. So anyway, we can attack with all 5 here. Get in the way there, but hey. A little bit slow, but that's, I think, fraps and debug mode does actually slow down a bit. But yeah, that killed 2 of them. 1 each. You'll see the wrecks here, but it won't stay. You can see explosion on the top like that would actually generally mean something went critical as the bullets penetrated. I might do that again because I wasn't really focused very well on that either. Yeah, let's do it again. 5 down here. There we go, let's get all these. There you go. So that one you might have, yeah, should have seen, it did explode multiple times and was enough to destroy it. So every time a module goes critical, it will damage the ship as well. And yeah, as you can see, the hull is a bit of scorching over it, and yeah, that's where whatever was there, which would have been capacitor, I think, yeah, went critical and punches a hole on the top. But like I said, modules can go critical and not blow up your whole ship. Just depends if it's basically enough damage to do that. Now this guy, he's got jump drive, just got hit, but not by a lot. So only 95% damage on the jump drive, or 95% health on the jump drive. So yeah, as you can see, there's a bit of, I want a bit of chance, so you've got to factor that in the decisions you make, but not totally random or anything like that. So yeah, I'll balance that as we go. So yeah, hopefully that gives people a quick overview of what I've currently got. Like I said, it's an ongoing project. Basically, I'm just doing outside of my full-time job as a hobby. So I'd like to develop it more, and it'd be great if it gets to something people want to play. But yeah, I got here, zoomed out, looks like a mess, but that still does represent every ship you've got, which color, which team they're with. And even things like rotation is just helpful, and I really am glad that we've got here. I don't know if anyone noticed the bloom, or HDR, whatever you want to call it. Or if they notice it was too much, but that'll be adjustable or something like that. I'll just show you, what is it? That's with it off, so to me it misses a bit with it off, especially the stars look bad, and explosions. But yeah, I mean, it'll be selectable or optional, be an option as well. So I think that will be all I'll do today. Happy to hear any suggestions or comments, any queries or things anyone wants to know more about. Yeah, just leave a comment, check out the blog, and like I said, there is actually a demo version available. It's got a few bugs still that I've already fixed. Like you couldn't attack enemy planets, and you couldn't, something else you couldn't do, but yeah, those are fixed, and I just need to release a new version soon, but the old one's still there. So yeah, thanks for listening. Yeah.